The wounded child inside many males is a boy who, when he first spoke his truth, was silenced by paternal sadism, by a patriarchal world that did not want him to claim his true feelings. The wounded child inside many females is a girl who was taught from early childhood on that she must become something other than herself, denying her true feelings in order to attract and please others. When men and women punish each other for truth telling, we reinforce the notion that lies are better. To be loving, we willingly hear each other's truth. And most important, we affirm the value of telling truth. Lies may make people feel better, but they do not help them to know lies. Am I ready? Am I ready? Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl, Koketso. And today I'm with my beautiful cousin, Lebo. She'll introduce herself. You will, right?
I will.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the 20s. The 20s. So like from the start to the end, and I think a bit but like I think these things just continue and you even go into your 30s with them. And I think something that kind of that I got reminded of today was that a lot of these things start when we children, right? You'll tell me if I'm wrong. Like a lot of these things that we struggle with today, it's like we're going through childhood again. You know, like the little bits, even though we're not really aware of it, it's just what happens. But before I go any further, I'll let my beautiful cousin introduce herself. And yes, we're going to talk about the 20s. So Lebo.
So hi everyone. Hi, my name is Lebogang. I'm Koketso's cousin. We share the same surname. My dad is her uncle. And funny enough, we've never met like in person, guys.
In person?
Yeah, and COVID just made it worse. So, but I'm really grateful to be here. We've got a lot in common, and we'll see how this chat goes, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we didn't plan anything, so we just planned what we want to talk about, not, But yes, something that also just came up from nowhere just before we started this was a passage that I would like to share with you guys from this book, Bell Hooks. I wrote a bit about her. Well, I drew inspiration from her work in my MA research, actually. Like, it's not really about how to love people. It's just really, it's amazing. That's what I'm saying. You need to get it, Lebogang. But anyway, so
I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll make sure I get a copy.
Okay, so this passage, right, it says, when we hear another person's thoughts, beliefs, and feelings, it is more difficult to project onto them our perceptions of who they are. It is harder to be manipulative. At times, women find it difficult to hear what many men have to say when what they tell us does not conform to our fantasies of who they are or who we want them to be. This is the base part the next part is the base part. The wounded child inside many males is a boy who, when he first spoke his truth, was silenced by paternal sadism, by a patriarchal world that did not want him to claim his true feelings. The wounded child inside many females is a girl who was taught from early childhood on that she must become something